What's up, everybody? Welcome to Aspects Land of a Changing Man. My name is Gold, and I'm bringing you another episode. I hope that everybody had a good weekend, and I hope that your night tonight is going well as well. This is a show about my perspective, basically giving you my opinion on what I see and what I think goes wrong in relationships. It may come from just my opinion or from my experiences that I'm fixing myself. And if you want to hit me up, you can go ahead and hit me up at mplsmikid at either Yahoo or gmail.com. You can find me on Twitter at mplsmikid, aka GOL. You can also go to Facebook and find me on there. The Facebook page name is Aspects of a Changing Man. And if you want to go to YouTube, I also have a page there under the same name where you can find every episode. It may be in 2 or 3 parts, but it's every episode that I've ever done on there also as well. If you're liking the information that you hear and you want updates upon the show, go ahead and hit the follow or subscribe button. If you like the episode that you're hearing, definitely let me know by hitting the like button. And if you want to listen offline or you want to be able to pass it on to someone else as far as information, go ahead and hit the download button, and that will make it so that you're able to pass it on to someone else or listen on your own time. In my last episode, I was talking about how I feel that we must go into a relationship with the mentality of, I must protect you from me. And the reason that I was saying that is because I feel that we go into a relationship looking at situations with the intent of protecting ourselves from our partners. So we may do things that shows that we're shielded and that we don't trust them. And the one thing is that we all make mistakes and we all have faults. So what I was saying is we should go with a mentality of I must protect me. I must protect you from me and the things that I do wrong. And in that, I'm hoping that I'm able to protect you from you, because if I'm doing wrong, I may cause you to do things that may harm yourself in an instance of my wrongdoings. Today I want to talk about the foundation. What you build your relationship on will help it be able to work. The ways that you look at your relationship and the ways that you treat it are the ways that it's going to hold up. And when it comes to a foundation, it's basically like the bottom or the flooring of a house. When you think about if you're building your relationship in the way that you're building your house, it's the definition is the lowest load-bearing part of the building, typically below ground level. So it's like the footing, the base, the substructure, the infrastructure, or the underpinning. It also could be the underlying basis or principle for something. So the point of departure, the beginning of it, the way that it's going to last, what it's being built on. So when you build in a house, it definitely matters what you're building your house on that makes it strong enough to be able to stand against things that may come against it. If you're building your house on something uneven or something that's movable, that is in numbers. Let's say, like the Bible puts it, if you build your house upon a rock, it's able to stand against the wind because the ground doesn't move. If your house isn't moving and the ground isn't moving, it's better to stand. If you put your house upon sand, the sand moves. The sand is very much movable. It's very much shakeable. So anything that comes against it, if your house is being moved by wind, the ground that it's under, if it's movable, it's very easy to unbalance it and make it fall over. And like I said before, the more stable your foundation is, the more stable your house will be as far as standing. When it comes to like foundations and religion, they really, um, I see a lot of relationships being able to last longer upon that than being able to stand on a lot of stuff that really makes no difference, like money or sex or um, beauty, or attraction. A lot of that really doesn't stand stronger than having the rule, the rules that you have when it comes to religion, or the respect that you have when it comes to praying to a God. When you're looking to respect something that is not visible or is not, within your senses, as far as seeing, feeling, hearing, smelling, and tasting, you find a way to easily be able to respect others, trying to respect something that you don't, tend to have those senses, you know, uh, I can't think of the word, but to have it so where your senses are respecting or senses sensing. I'm not really big upon, religion as far as knowing every which and every one of them. Um, but as being a Christian, I know that with the two outlining rules that you have, it helps out being able to start knowing who to respect and who to love. When it comes to the rules, the number one rule is love God with all your heart, all your mind, and all your soul. And the second one is love your neighbor as you love yourself. So if I'm able to do those two things, it helps me outline my life. If I build my foundation upon that, loving God with all my being, it's easy for me to love someone else. It's easy for me to respect someone else, especially if I'm loving someone in the way that I love myself. Because the funny thing about the things that I see when it comes to like the way that other religions do it, they um, they'll have arranged marriages where you might not even see the person, know the person, meet the person before the marriage date, and in not knowing that person, you still will be with them for the rest of your life. So you get with this person and they may be the most unattractive person that you've ever seen, or they may not have the personality that you like, or the smile that you thought that they would have on a person, but you still respect them as a husband or a wife, because that is the person that the religion wants you to be with. So if the more that you respect the religion, the more that you respect the person that you're with. And I see a lot of failed marriages with the people that we choose. In the way that people are able to choose their mate. They like the smile, they like the smile, they like the look, the height, the weight, the body type. Everything is just beautiful about them. And the personality matches. They're able to light up the world with how they spend time with each other, and then 5, 10, 15, 20 years down the line, they're divorcing. And it's funny because, in total opposites, the one that didn't choose their mate are the ones that are lasting longer. And it's kind of funny to me because that would, with me, thinking about that situation, I would think that the one that didn't choose their mate would be the one that lasts longer, but it's not the case. The way that we have so much freedom, it comes where we're able to choose who we marry, and we're able to choose when we leave our partner. We're able to selfishly be like, I don't like this. I don't think we can last. I want to leave. And with the situation of respecting yourself in the religion, respecting the religion, they're like, okay, we're gonna do things within this bounds. We're gonna stay within these rules, and we're gonna build our house upon this, and it lasts so much longer because they're staying within some type of way. Nobody is perfect, and they may venture out within while making mistakes upon themselves, but making mistakes, but they come back to that bounds of this is how we're going to respect everything. And the one thing that helps with the foundation is what is coming against what you built. If it's a strong wind that's coming over, if you build your house upon something and your house is already strong, it may be built with wood or it may be built with steel, but if the house is built upon something strong, it's not easy to knock it over. It's not easy to unbalance it or make the people in the house uncomfortable. What's coming against your house? How much damage can it actually cause? Once, if it's a strong wind or, rain or hail, and your house is strong enough to go against hail or the strong wind, it's not easy for it to damage your house. It's not easy for it to, it's not easy for those hard times or those times where, it's a rocky road to, damage the house because what the foundation was built on. I mean, not the house was built on as far as the foundation. Another thing that matters about, how you see your relationship or, what you're building it upon is how you see it. How you see a marriage. What do you see a marriage as? And, I was listening today I was on Facebook today, and I seen someone make a post about, marriage being nothing but a piece of paper. And it kind of bugged me because, people put marriage as a piece of paper as if marriages only came around when piece of papers came around. So they're saying like, oh, it's the law and that's it. It's only under law. It's only a piece of paper. The only way that it's lasting is if that paper lasts. That's how I see it. But how I look at it is if you see it as a piece of paper, it will become a piece of paper. With a piece of paper, it's easy to damage. You can crumple it up with not a lot of effort. It's easily to damage. You throw it away without any care, ready to move on to the next piece of paper, and it's easy to tear apart. It doesn't take a lot of effort to damage it, to crumple it up, or to tear it apart. So if you see relationships or you see a marriage as a piece of paper, most likely you're going to be able to you're going to handle it just like a piece of paper. You have to handle it very sensitive. You have to be able to, you got to handle it with much care. You got to watch what you put upon it because, with a pencil, you may be able to erase it. But once a pen is on it, once the marking is made by a pen, then that's done.